And welcome back to the Quickfire Founder 5 with me, Sam Olsen. Here we are in Singapore, and I'm talking to one of Singapore's leading success stories, Chope, with its founder, Arrif.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
So, the score. The first thing we're going to do is hear a little bit about Chope, your
Sure.
elevator pitch, before we get started.
Sure. Well, Chope is primarily a restaurant reservation service. We help restaurants take reservations online in the same way that hotels, airlines, cinemas, etc. have been doing for years and years. We help them be more efficient, take the reservations around the clock, build more business, and build better knowledge about the people that are coming into those restaurants.
Got it. And so you're basically acting like someone like a Top Table or someone in the West.
I think there are, of course, analogs to our business.
Yeah.
I think we have adapted the business model for Asia. There are different requirements here. There are different players. There are different restaurant dynamics. So primarily, I think you can say we do the same business of restaurant reservations, but we've absolutely spent the last 6 years learning about what our customers need that might be different from other competitors and trying to build better products.
Okay, so more about you. You've got
Sure.
a bit of an academic background, and how did you start in tech then?
I wouldn't say academic. I mean, I went to school, if that helps. I never studied to be a professor or anything. I did an undergrad in law in London, and then I spent about 3 or 4 years consulting, and then did an MBA at Stanford, followed by another couple of years in finance. And I think it was around that time that I started to toy with the idea of entrepreneurship because I saw the problem, not because I wanted to solve it yet, but I just saw the problem and said, why is no one else solving this issue of online restaurant reservations? These restaurants are so inefficient. If I want to make a booking at 2 in the morning, I can't. If I go back for the 7th time, they don't recognize me. All these things, which I felt that F&B and eating out was such a huge industry. We're not talking about something you do once a year. You do it 3 times a day, right? So I said the scale of this problem is gigantic. The inefficiencies are incredible. I feel like somebody should solve it. Then the theoretical problem came up. How would I do it if I was the person solving this problem? Without a tech background, that was a big challenge. I couldn't just go in and leap into the code and start building the product. So I said, okay, how would somebody like me end up running a company like this or solving a problem like this? It wasn't about running a company, it was solving a problem like this. And so we started off with no technology, with no customers, with no money really, and no people. And we one by one solved those problems. On the technology side, we licensed the technology initially to test out what we call the minimum viable product. Would people be booking online? Would restaurants want something like this? With people, we had a group of friends who came in, and we were like, oh, let's all work on this as a project together with money. Well, we didn't need money because everything was powered by passion, I suppose. And then with customers, we had to go to customers and give them free trials and convince them and befriend them and say, look, we really have to educate you and explain to you why what we're doing is going to be better, not just for us, but for you too. And so there was a whole journey over the first couple of years to accomplish each one of these goals. Yeah.
So it was quite hard work.
Has any startup founder ever said, no, it was pretty easy?
No, probably not.
Yeah.
But the question is, what were the main challenges though?
Yeah, I think the main challenges were around educating the market, the product market fit. I think the restaurant industry is a very traditional one, and which is why despite billion-dollar companies like OpenTable or Top Table, or even in other verticals like Uber or Expedia, nobody has managed to disrupt the entire industry overnight. It's never happened in the F&B industry because restaurateurs, they enter the restaurant business because they love to serve food. They want to give users an experience. They don't want to stand behind a computer and do stuff. That's not how they think. And so a lot of the work we've done is to educate them about the benefits of moving to technology, why your users want it, what data you can get, what you can do with that data. And so some of the challenge has been around there. I think the most prevalent and dangerous mindset in our industry, and perhaps in any industry, is that if it ain't broken, don't try to fix it. And so we are often telling them that it's not that it's broken, it's that every day that goes by, you're getting left further and further behind. Labor costs are rising, your competitors are becoming more efficient, whether you are or not. And if you don't adopt some of this technology, eventually you'll find that you're trying to catch up. You're no longer an early adopter of technology. At this point, you're just trying to catch up to play evens with everyone else.
Yep. So it's a very powerful message, and it's obviously working because you're getting a lot of traction here.
Thank you.
And which countries are you in at the moment?
We're in Singapore, Hong Kong, Thailand, Indonesia, and China.
And anywhere else coming up soon?
Well, we have a couple of countries in our pipeline. I think we have to assess opportunities there, but frankly, like we have our hands full in those countries. You know, as you know, each one of those countries in itself is a significant market, and as a startup, to go into 5 of those fairly early on and with the ambition of winning them and dominating them, I think we have our work cut out for us, and we've done a really great job so far.
So a lot of challenges overcome, a lot of challenges to come.
Yeah.
What keeps you going? What keeps your grit and determination level?
I think it's probably the same answer for many of us. It's the people, right? When we started this business, a lot of the guys who came on board did it with hope and a prayer that the business would grow, and we knew the risks we were taking. We knew that it was an adventure, like sailing off into the unknown. I wouldn't say we've arrived at the destination and opened the treasure chest yet, but we've made so many milestones and pit stops along the way which have been successful. We've come a long way together. And so my promise to this team is always, I was the first one in the door. I'm going to be the last one out and switch off the lights if it ever goes that way, good or bad, right? So my driving force comes from the guys that we work with day in, day out. Yeah.
And to finish up, if you could have started any one tech company, which one would it have been and why?
Yeah, I took a couple of minutes to think about it before you started the interview, and I think the answer for me would be SpaceX. I really think that we are solving problems that are earthbound now.
Yeah.
Really, if you want to talk about disrupting about future science fiction, that is one of the few startups that really reaches so far into the future and makes it a reality, a possibility that we can one day achieve all that utopian science fiction that we dreamt about as children. And so it speaks to something emotional, but I think also as a need, as the human race, this actually is something that could be completely game-changing, far more than, of course, restaurant reservations is pretty high up. But, let's talk about what you can really do to change humanity. There are very few things, and this is one of them. Yeah.
Okay, which has inspired me to ask you one final question.
Sure.
Star Trek or Star Wars?
Oh, Star Wars. Are you kidding?
Good.
No.
Thanks very much. That was Arrif from Chope, and make sure you look him up if you need to have a restaurant somewhere in Southeast Asia. That's chope.co.
That's right.
And thank you very much.
Thanks.